Hey Slams people, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're well and in good health. Okay, so today we're going to take a look at an IFG article. So this one's about how to save money for Hajj so you can perform Hajj. Nowadays Hajj is very expensive. The price has it shot up multiple fold compared to the past. It's close to 10k here in terms of pounds if you're going from the UK. Obviously in other countries the price will be different, but in the UK you're looking at more than 5k, somewhere around the up to 10k region. So let's take a look at this article and see some tips around saving for Hajj. So here it's written by Adil Hussain. So it says here, every year during the Dhul Hijjah, sacred plains of Makkah come alive with voices of the Hujjaj, Allahumma labbaik. So you can hear the echoes of the prayer being read by millions of people around the world. So people have come from Asia, Africa, Europe, Americas, all over the world to perform their Hajj, which is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, and it's highly recommended that if you are able to and have the economic funds to do so and the health to do so, is to perform the Hajj at least once in your lifetime. Now, a lot of people watching from their sofas or afar from home have that longing. They want to be there. They want to take part, but obviously it's expensive. So, like I said, the cost of Hajj is close to 10k or more nowadays from the UK, which is very expensive. Imagine you had 5 people in your family, that'd be like 50k. That's like halfway from buying a 100k 2-bedroom property in some areas of the UK. So it's very difficult. So it's possible to save, but let's take a look at the plan here. So it can be within the reach of people. So you have a sincere intention, and then of course you start to take action. You plan ahead. So here they're going to walk through how to save and invest, so you can actually achieve that goal. So let's take a look at some of the costings. So like we said, the cost of Hajj has gone up significantly. So prices do vary, packages vary, departure locations, the country you're flying from, and the level, quality, for example, different star hotels, the food packages, and so on. So you're looking at between 7 to 14k according to this article, and things like accommodation quality, the length of stay, and the location in terms of Mina will impact out those factors on pricing. So it's important to plan for Hajj and not leave it to the last minute, especially if you're tight on money and so on. So begin essentially with the spiritual sincere intention. Even if you're ultimately unable to go because of finances or ill health or whatever it is, if you have the right intention to start with, that's what we want in terms of having blessings and so on. The Prophet Muhammad, people have said, verily Allah has written down the good deeds and the evil deeds, and then explained it. Whoever intended to perform a good deed but did not do it, Allah writes it down as a complete good deed. And if he intended to perform it and then didn't perform it, Allah writes it down as 10 good deeds, up to 700 or even more. That's from the Bukhari Muslim. So you can see by intention of doing good deeds and the reward that can come with that. These are a powerful reminder that outcomes are, even when outcomes are not certain or ambiguous, sincere effort is never wasted. A true effort from the heart. So right now you might be thinking Hajj is a way off, or I can't afford it, this and that. But start off with the basic intention, the basic desire, and the aspiration to go and do Hajj, and then start to make it dua and ask God, Allah, to open up the path for you. Then start to take action, and that's where you get in and you start looking at the various elements to make this happen. So think of a game plan. So what's the target based on conversations people are having? So you're looking around about 10k, let's say, and that is a big number, but it's not out of reach. And just saving £100 a month adds up to £10,000 after 8 years and 4 months. Again, it seems like a long period of time, nearly a decade, but it's possible for you to be able to do it. But we also have to factor in inflation as well. So let's take a look here and see how things are going right now. So also factoring in inflation, that will help you work out your costings of the Hajj at the relevant time. So look at things like being a little bit frugal where you need to, so you can cut down on spending which is not necessary. So look at analysing how much you spend on a regular basis, and try to look at saving £100 every month as a key kind of goal, and then start tracking expenses. Look at bank statements, budgeting apps. Use apps like Kestrel, for example, Snoop, other apps out there that you can take a look at, and then start using a spreadsheet and start spreadsheeting it. Old school style, just probably you might not have used one since high school, but get used to it. You start budgeting and including your costs and figures on spreadsheets are quite useful. Look at these expenses and look at what you need and what you don't need. Basically, get the sledgehammer, be ruthless, and focus on the actual essentials, and then what's just luxury for you, and then start looking at planning around that. Look at small details as well, so things like regular payments, for example, your Netflix or other kind of streaming things that you might not necessarily need. Um, Skipping the daily prep coffee. I mean, I'm not really sure about that. Here, I've heard a lot of individuals talk about skipping coffees, this, that. It adds up. If you're drinking 5 coffees a day and it's costing you £5, £25 a day, obviously over 5 days a working week, then yeah, that's going to cost you over £100, and that'll be over £400. So it does add up. But if you're having a coffee here and there, I don't think it'll make much of a difference, because you can also start to focus on increasing your income. That's another thing as well beyond saving, which is the next part we're going to. But let's just go according to this. So you can cut down on those type of things like eating out and buying food and coffees and takeaways and pizzas. That will help you save money every month as well. So look at cheaper services. So for example, when I renew insurance, so sometimes it's automatically on. So a few times I've woken up and money's been taken out of the account. I looked at the business account and they've taken money out for so and so insurance, whatever. And then I've looked at, hang on a minute, so I never put this on automated. So I've rang them up and I've told them stuff like that. And then sometimes I get a letter saying, your insurance is up due for a month's time or something like that. So instead of just letting it run over and letting them automatically charge me whatever they quote me, I specifically then make the effort. I ring them up and I say to them, hi, my insurance is, let's say, for example, £100 you've quoted. I'm a loyal customer. Can you give me a better deal? Now, I've done that not just on insurance, but other prescription stuff as well, like internet hosting many a time and insurance many a time. And a lot of the time, they do actually knock off some money. So like 20, 30 quid they might knock off. Sometimes they don't knock anything off and they're quite stern, but a lot of the time they do actually drop a percentage off. And sometimes, even maybe 50, 60 quid or more. So that does make a difference. So I would highly recommend from that story there that you could easily, whenever you have a prescription or your annual kind of payment on something like insurance, house insurance, landlord insurance, car insurance, ring them up. Don't just let them automatically renew according to the price they've given you. Negotiate a little bit, tell them you're a loyal customer, that kind of stuff. And yeah, maybe they'll drop some money off. Look at gym membership. If you're not training and you haven't been for the last 6 months and you're paying £30 a month, you might want to consider cancelling that and just going for daily walks for like half an hour just in your local area. At least that way you are getting exercise and still saving money. Okay, so look at increasing income. So how can you potentially get to Hajj? Your goal for Hajj faster is increase savings from 100 to 250 or even 500 or even 1,000, depending on your personal situation. And one way to do that is look at increasing income. That might be getting another job, part-time, side hustle, selling things online, doing freelance work. You might be a skilled graphic designer. You might have a skill like, whatever skill it might be. Look at monetizing that as a side hustle, selling stuff online. You might be a mechanic, so you could sell car parts online, automotive parts on eBay or on your own Shopify platform or your own WordPress website. So that might help increase your income every month. So golden formula you need to understand is personal finance, income minus expenses and savings. So what it's telling us is how to increase our savings, reduce expenses, increase income. That's the basic two bottom line options you have. So normally there's a natural limit to reducing expenses. So you can only go so far. So for example, you can't stop eating. You do have to eat. But instead of eating out every week or every day, you can reduce that and then save money there, for example. And then you look at other methods as well. So getting a pay rise. So maybe you've been working at a job for many years. You can go and ask your boss if he's willing to give you a pay rise due to your loyalty and your experience and your skills. Or you can also potentially replace that job with a higher paying job if you wanted to, and so on. And then you could look at another part of the game plan. Uh, so saving for Hajj in just 3 years. So you don't necessarily need a large amount. So you can do like 2,500 annual raise. So if you get a raise of 2.5k, that's going to be £150 per month post tax, which will help you move towards that target very quickly. So you could do it in 5 years, half the time of the previous target, so even less depending on what kind of pay rise you get. So asking for a raise might be quite it can cause apprehension, a bit daunting, but look at what's going on. So research what's happening in the markets, look at the rates, look at comparison websites, look at websites like Glassdoor, pay scale comparison websites. That'll give you then some grounding to go and present some evidence to your employer. Document your achievements, so go down and give them the facts. Look, I've done X, Y, and Z for the company, and since my last performance review, this is what I've done. So, you got to show them your worth and value so that they say, yeah, this guy deserves a pay rise or she deserves a pay rise. And if you don't get it the first time, you can go back to the drawing board, develop a further plan, and come back again after some months or maybe the following year. And also explore the options, like I said, other companies, comparative companies that might be willing to offer you a similar job for a better wage. Pick up more shifts, so you can do, for example, maybe an extra weekend, so like a Saturday, or maybe stay behind in the evenings or come in a little bit earlier. Even if you come in 1 hour earlier a day, for example, let's say you're getting paid £20 an hour, 5 days, so two times that's £100 there a week. That's an extra £400 a month. And if you just save that, once again, you move towards over 5k in a year. In 2 years, you'd have your money. So these are the different type of things that you need to think about. So like I said, side hustle. So you can start looking at drop shipping, marketing. I think the easiest, most kind of simple way would be to do freelancing. So you could do affiliate marketing, for example. You could join a website like various websites out there like freelancer.com, other websites where you can go like look for short-term projects where you can get some money as a side hustle. You can sell items online, sell old junk from the house, maybe things that you don't need, tech stuff, other stuff that clothes, stuff like that you don't need anymore. Sell on eBay, sell on vintage. Again, that will help you. If you're making 50, 60 quid a week, that will help you when it all adds up over the month. And you can set up a YouTube channel. You can do script writing, AI stuff. You can learn how to do AI back-end engineering work or prompt stuff, and then actually start to consult for it. Invest your savings. So you can invest a certain amount of your savings, and then that will help you reach your target potentially within a few years. So you look at investment funds. So you can put your money away by that will essentially help purchase assets that can grow in value over time. Some people look at crypto, for example, and that's obviously highly volatile, so always be careful with that kind of stuff. Other people look at the S&P 500 and other things like that. Halal investment funds, Sharia compliant funds, and so on. So you've got like Wide Invest, for example, that do various kind of investment funds. So factors like inflation, which I mentioned previously, that's going to add to the price of Hajj, which we've seen now over the last couple of decades. So investing might help you raise more cash over time. So those are the kinds of investment options. You can look at various comparison pages. So on IFG, they've got stuff on there that you can take a look at. Why they invest, other websites as well. You can look at halalincome.co.uk. There's a few articles on investing on there as well. Islamic saving accounts. So you look at ones that avoid riba interest usually. That might be something to look into. And various options like Gatehouse Bank and QIB. Halal property-backed investment. So there might be some investment funds where you can put your money in, invest, and then they're purchasing property and you get a return on the real estate. So again, Nesta, Wahed are well known for that kind of stuff. You can invest in diversified property fund, such as IFG's income fund, and then other home finance market stuff as well, where they're doing real estate deals and so on. Now, the impact of investing, depending on the returns, you could be getting. So in this example here, it says if you invest £250 each month, you get a return of 7.5%. The time taken to reach Hajj, it just goes down to 3 years. So that's a massive, reduction and time off that longer period of nearly a decade, and that could be very useful. So the more you save, obviously, the more quicker you can get to that point of reaching Hajj and fund more quickly. Now, quick summary then. So you've had a basic look there of different elements around different ideas, just to start off with, just to test the waters with how you could actually save money and build a Hajj fund to get you to where you want to go to in terms of your Hajj journey and having the ability to go and perform Hajj. You can check out more IFG here as I'm a finance guru. There's lots of articles on here. You can also check out halalincome.co.uk. We have articles around investing and different stuff like drop shipping and forex trading, are these halal and so on. You can check them out. Okay, people, please do let us know in the comment section below. What do you think? Are these ideas, are they good here? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Check out the links in the description. Don't forget you can support the channel by clicking the join button. Pay a small monthly fee that will help us produce more videos like this to help you in terms of your journey. Okay, people, catch you in the next one.